Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome to Thursday. It's the 21st day of December at 9:01 on this beautiful morning. Winter solstice day all throughout, well, the world. CJ Nasello here with you. It's our daily show on RiverBender.com, and we have a fantastic show for you planned today. In a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking to Brooke over there at Simmer and Stitch. She recently just launched this really cool simmer bag, and it's really unique. So it's a really an all-natural way to really make your house smell amazing. She's going to join us in, 20 minutes or so, and she'll be filling us in on ways that we can get our hands on that ahead of the holiday season, especially if you're having family come over. Wow them with a nice smelling house right when they walk in the door. That conversation comes your way shortly. Then at 10:30, we're going to be talking to Jeff Bates and the Comic Invasion, which is coming down the pipeline here at the Lincoln Theater in Belleville. This is really exciting. So Comic Invasion is a brand new television show that's now being syndicated. It's going to start premiering here in a couple of months. And what they do is they send comics in to, kind of go in and get a sense of the town. And they, meet with locals, go to tourist attractions, go to local sites. And then they show that. And then the second part of it is the comedy routine that's done that same evening. So a really cool concept. We're going to get more insights on that. And then if you want to be a part of the conversation or add to it today with your topics you want to discuss, 618-759-7469. That's 618-759-7469. So it's 9:03 on this 21st day of December, and I can say happily, after 4+ months of waiting since I moved into the house in July, I finally got my trash can. I have never been so happy about the little things in life ever, but I have one, and it's already shaping up to be a great weekend. But before we get to the weekend and all the fun stuff for Friday, we got to take care of Thursday and take a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people truly in the know each and every day of the work week and even on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Alton first. Sydney Sinks reports the latest out of Alton. Alton Community Unit School District Number 11 held a truth and taxation hearing before their regular board meeting of education on Tuesday, December the 19th. Mary Schell, the district's Director of Financial Services, explained the proposed 2023 tax levy to the board and community members. Here's the quote. A truth and taxation hearing is held to let voters and taxpayers in the community comment on the proposed local property tax levy the district's making for the current year taxes payable in the following year, Schell said. When the district proposed aggregate levy is greater than 105% of the prior year's aggregate extension, a truth and taxation hearing must be held. In summary, this truth and taxation hearing is taking place because the 2023 district aggregate levy, based on a 15% increase in equalized assessed value, exceeds the 2022 aggregate extension by more than 105%. Schell explained that this levy is simply an educated guess about the projected amount of taxes for the next year. By making this guess, it allows the district to create a more accurate budget for the 2024-2025 school year, even though they won't know for sure how much money they will receive from property taxes until the spring of 2024. That amount will ultimately be determined by the equalized assessed value known as the EAV, which is the taxable value of all property within the school district's boundaries. The EAV is determined by Madison County in the spring, and since 2018, the EAV has increased for the Alton Community School District number 11. The district has to approve a levy now in order to make sure they receive tax funding for the 2024-2025 school year. The money the district actually receives is called the aggregate extension. For every $100,000 of home value, taxpayers will see a decrease of either $39.16, $19.99, or $11.84, depending on if the respective EAV is a 15%, 10%, or an 8% increase. There is currently a projected 15% increase in EAV. The annual tax levy resolution was ultimately adopted by the board in a unanimous vote, December the 19th. Sydney Sinks also reporting out of Alton that the Community Unit School District number 11 Board of Education voted unanimously to approve Dr. Brian Sands as the new middle school principal at Alton Middle School during their regular meeting on Tuesday, December the 19th. Sands will replace Dr. Cindy Einman, the current middle school principal, and it's effective for July 2024. It seems like it's full circle because I started in the middle school and I'm coming back to the middle school. So a lot of parents I had in middle school now, I have their kids in elementary school, Sands said during the meeting. So it's exciting for me to continue all the initiatives that Dr. Inman has been working on at the middle school. It's even more exciting for me to see some of the kids that I have coming up through elementary school and kids that I've had in the past, to see them through middle school into high school. So I thank you for the opportunity and appreciate it. That's his quote. Sands has worked with the school district since 1995, first as a special education teacher and then in various administrative roles at North Middle School, Alton Middle School, and Lovejoy Elementary. He currently serves as the principal at West Elementary School. Superintendent Dr. Christy Bumgardner congratulated Sands on the new position and also noted Inman's accomplishments. We certainly have more time, a little bit more time anyway, to celebrate and honor the accomplishments of Dr. Inman. But I'd also like to extend a round of applause for Dr. Inman, Bumgardner said at the meeting. She's done a fantastic job as a leader of Alton Middle School. We're surely going to miss her. Also in the news out of Edwardsville, Community Unit School District number 7 has replaced Dr. Rusty Blount as principal of Lincoln Middle School. Dr. Beth Renth will serve as interim principal until further notice. A spokesperson for the district said, quote, "They are unable to comment on personal issues." Blount had served previously as a principal with Seagrave School District in Texas and as an education professional on the Houston County Board of Education in Georgia. She took the role of Lincoln Middle School principal in July 2022. At the end of the meeting, Bertels made a motion for the board to return to a closed executive session to continue to earlier discussions instead of adjourning. She added that there would be no action taken after this executive session. It is unclear if these motions are related to Lincoln Middle School's principal position, but we will keep you updated as more details do emerge on that topic. At 9:09, Dalton Brown reporting out of Wood River. Woods River City Council members are proceeding with caution to potentially pursue membership in the Illinois Main Street organization after lots of questions and discussion at Monday's meeting. City officials' hesitancy seemingly centers around an obligation to provide financial support to the organization for at least 3 years if they were to join. The agenda item in question concerns a letter of intent with Wood River Business Alliance to pursue Main Street affiliation and provide partnership and financial support for a minimum of 3 years. The city's financial obligation to the organization upon officially joining would amount to $25,000 per year for the full 3 years. The Wood River Business Alliance, formerly known as Wood River Economic Development, is an organization that promotes new and existing small businesses in Wood River. Illinois Main Street is part of a larger national organization known as Main Street America. According to the website, Illinois Main Street supports a network of communities across the state that are working to bring prosperity to their older and historic downtown and commercial districts. Wood River would become the second city in the Riverbend region to join Illinois Main Street following Alton if their letter of intent is met with approval and the council later votes to officially join the organization and provide financial support. The next nearest Main Street cities are Carbondale and Jacksonville. Wood River Marketing Director Kristen Burns spoke on behalf of the Business Alliance at the City Council meeting on Monday, sharing more details about successful events they've held and their top priorities for the city's development. She and Sarah McGibney, the Executive Director of Alton Main Street, spoke in favor of Wood River joining Illinois Main Street. McGibney said that Alton has been a Main Street community since 1995, and she's been the director since 2006. She credits the city's involvement in the organization with producing several success stories, adding that since the pandemic, about 20 businesses have opened in downtown Alton. She said that Illinois Main Street prioritizes the preservation of historic buildings in downtown across the country and that the suburban exodus that left many downtowns largely vacant is starting to reverse as more people live, work, and shop in the city's downtown districts. She sees Wood River's potential partnership with Main Street as a way for the city to capitalize on the trend, but noted that to join the program, they would need to designate an area with specific boundaries based on architecture, ideally an area with a high density of historic buildings such as downtown Alton. Councilman Bill Detmars moved to table the item until the council's next meeting, which should be held next year in 2024, to allow the Wood River Business Alliance more time to work on relationships with local business owners. However, the deadline for the letter of intent is fast approaching at the end of December, so council members voted to move forward with the letter of intent without binding the city to any financial obligation until they're able to vote separately on whether or not to officially join Illinois Main Street. Wood River City Council is likely to discuss the item further and take their final vote at their next meeting, which will be held on Tuesday, January the 2nd, 2024, right after the New Year's Day holiday. A full recording of the December 18th meeting is available at RiverBender.com/video. Sydney Sinks reporting out of Alton that the city of Alton will host DMV services at Alton City Hall, located at 101 East 3rd Street, once a quarter, starting on January the 18th, 2024. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursday, January the 18th, Alton residents can get or renew identification cards, driver's licenses, purchase registration stickers, or complete the process to get a real ID. A press release from the city of Alton. On these designated mobile days, the community will have access to a wide array of DMV services, excluding the driving test. From license renewals to registration updates, the Alton City Hall will serve as a hub for residents to address their motor vehicle-related needs efficiently. The quarterly mobile days will largely negate the need for Alton residents to travel to Bethalto, Edwardsville, or Jerseyville for DMV services. The city noted that this new program is a result of groundbreaking collaboration between the city of Alton and the Illinois Secretary of State. Mayor David Goins thanked the Secretary of State, Giulianius, for his efforts in the partnership. For more questions or more information, you can contact Bianca Jackson, the City Council Liaison, at 618-463-3500, extension 262. Out of Jerseyville, Dalton Brown reporting that the Jersey County Sheriff's Department recently announced they have new winter gear to keep warm this winter thanks to a donation from the Mustache March for PD. The department shared more about the donation on their Facebook page and through their Jersey County Sheriff's Office app, which is available to download at any time. Thank you to MM4PD, they wrote yesterday morning. It was 18 degrees. Luckily for us, the amazing folks at Mustache March 4 PD provided our sheriff's office with generous funds for new winter gear this year. We cannot thank them enough. The nonprofit organization of volunteers continuously raise funds for local police departments. They recently surprised a few lucky customers at Hit and Run in Alton with over $2,500 worth of free gas, with members of the Alton Police Department pumping the gas and chatting with the community. To find out more about the organization or to become a sponsor of this wonderful group, you can visit mustachemarch4pd.com. That's mustachemarch4pd.com. One final bit of news for you before we look at the weather. The kids are off from school, and you have a few days of vacation before the holidays really start. And Sydney Sinks is filling you in. If you're looking for something fun to do, the city of Grafton's got you covered this weekend. Whether you want a fun family outing, a date night, or even a relaxing solo afternoon, you can always find good food and drinks at the many eateries, wineries, and bars in Grafton. Saturday, December the 23rd is the final day. The famous Oyster Bar will be open until their season resumes in February, so stop by for some good old Cajun cuisine and some seafood. Whether you're ready for dessert, Grafton Fudge and Ice Cream Shop is a sure way to satisfy that sweet tooth, located at 321 East Main Street. The shop has lots of candy and for those, sugary stocking stuffers. And do you still have some last-minute shopping to do? They got you covered. There are plenty of great gift cards available for fun in Grafton, starting off with a super deal on Oyster Bar gift cards where you pay just $35 for a $50 gift card. Supplies are going fast, so be sure to check out the Oyster Bar Facebook page and Lady LaMarche Gallery and Gifts and Harrison's Gifts also have unique gifts for everyone on your list. On December 23rd, you can get cozy at Pierre Marquette State Park, where they offer free s'mores and stories at 5 p.m. The campfire and your favorite children's book will be sure to warm your heart. The winter views have never looked better than they do at Aries Resort and Winery, so take a break from the holiday stress with a relaxing stay, made all the sweeter with a discounted rate offered through December the 23rd. For the kiddos or the kid in all of us, ride on the zip line or alpine coaster might not be the same as Santa's sleigh, but it'll be sure to get the job done. The loading dock will also offer extended hours at their ice rink December 22nd through January the 2nd, 2024. Now, while they're closed on Christmas Day, you can enjoy a Christmas Eve ride out of a Hallmark movie as you skate on the ice, drink hot chocolate from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on December the 24th at the loading dock. There's always plenty to do in downtown Grafton this weekend, no exception. Stop by Grafton for some winter fun all season long. A quick look at weather, 43 degrees, and temperatures are rising. They feel like 46 out there today. Mostly cloudy and mild. The shower in spots later this afternoon, and tonight we can expect some clouds and a brief shower or two heading in to Friday morning. On Friday, we can expect a 92% chance of rain. Temperatures reaching 51 degrees. They will drop down to 47 as we enter the official start of Christmas weekend. On Saturday, temperatures reaching 58 degrees and then dropping down to 51 as we head into Christmas Eve for the luminaries. However, take note, on Sunday, the 24th, an 80% chance of rain, 62 degrees for the high, 52 for the low as we head into Christmas Monday, and it'll be raining. 93% chance of rain all day on Monday, a high of 56 degrees and a low of 42. But right now, as it sits, it's 44 degrees. It feels like 46. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Before we take a quick break and talk to Brooke, let me fill you in on Alton Little Theater. You can get 3 shows, tickets to all 3 shows that are coming up for the Actor Studio Series for $25. Why am I stressing this? You can come see my acting debut in An Elephant's Graveyard. The cast is really coming together, and I love the camaraderie. I mean, folks yesterday at rehearsals were handing out chocolate gifts of elephants and little statues, and it's really cool how this group's coming together, and we're ready to entertain you January 25th through the 28th. However, it doesn't just start and end with Elephant's Graveyard. You got 2 rooms, the Red Jasper all of those shows on the stage for a limited run at Alton Little Theater Showplace as they're celebrating 90 years of being a landmark, not only in the 618, throughout the state of Illinois, they're the oldest, most continuous theater in the state, or throughout the country, where they rank in the top 10. For more information on how to get your tickets, altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. 9:20 is the time. We'll take a quick break. Daily show on this 21st day of December. It's winter solstice day. We'll come right back after this on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back to our daily show. 9:23 is the time on this 21st day of December. That's how you know you've been doing this job a while. You see that multitasking ability, Brooke?
Amazing.
So the other day, I was on Facebook and I just saw Mark Magos put up, or Magos. I always, Magus. I'm
Mark
sorry.
Magus.
I always botch your last name, and I don't mean to do that intentionally. He put up one of your posts. You shared it, and I thought this is so cool because I've never heard about a simmer pot before, Brooke, but I like this all-natural way to make your house smell beautiful.
Yeah.
So before we dive into this, fill me in on how you came up with this idea and how you thought, let's just try it out.
So, so simmer pots, it's a simple joy of mine in my own home that I've done for a long time. And as the holidays were rolling around, I thought, I'm going to make up some simmer pot bags and sell them or give them as gifts or whatever. So it originated with me starting up a big batch, and I made a bunch for an event, and I wasn't able to participate in that event, and they sold like hotcakes. I couldn't believe how fast they sold. And I thought, I'm just going to make another batch and see what happens here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it all started.
Well, this doesn't seem like an easy process either.
Yeah, my husband and I, we were joking last night. I said, I got to find a better way to do this because I've been sitting on my dining room floor hunched over, and I'm not really capable of doing that anymore. So we got to find a better production line, I think, moving forward.
Well, Brooke, I mean, to me, this simmer pot is so cool because I haven't even opened the bag. I can smell it through the bag.
Good.
But I'm getting this sense of nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, like it is this weird. I didn't expect to have this. I thought, well, it's just going to smell really cool, but it smells like my house when I was a kid for Christmas. I mean, it really does.
A lot, I think people got away from doing it for a period of time, and like Bath and Body Works took over and the wallflowers and all these toxic ways of,
the
providing
oils.
fragrance in your house. So I decided, I have a parrot at home and animals and stuff, so I'm always looking for like a safe thing for my bird.
So can I, not to cut you off, I have a puppy named Nico I got when I bought my first home. And that way, because I don't like being alone and I love animals and all that, but I couldn't bring the pig over and everything else. So I'm really gotten cautious about what's on the ground. Like, I didn't think I was that person, but I am. Like,
I know.
Bug sprays, I have the all-natural one that takes 45 minutes to kill the little spider, but it's working,
Yeah. You just never know what's in all that stuff with words you can't even pronounce on the label,
That's the thing.
And, that's another thing is, it's pretty sustainable. I hope to... in the future, find a better packaging system that isn't maybe plastic, that's more biodegradable. So anybody who's bought a simmer pot, reuse your bag.
What if you have like an edible one or one that dissolved when you put it in the pot?
Yeah, or just even like, that's a good idea.
Look at that!
Oh, maybe like those reusable little tea bags or something.
That's
that you
what
can
I'm
just put
saying.
the whole thing. Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm
brainstorming.
thinking. Anyway, so I am also a big gardener. I'm a member of the Mississippi Valley Garden Club. And
I've had them on the show
Have
before.
you?
Yeah, Paula.
Oh, Paula's a lifelong friend of mine and her daughter. But anyway, so I do a lot of gardening. So a lot of the herbs and stuff comes out of my backyard. The oranges don't. I don't have an orange tree. I have contemplated, like, how can I get an orange tree in the last 3 weeks? But, so, I, every year, I harvest all my herbs and stuff, and I'm always like, what am I going to do with all this? So it's pretty sustainable in its own sense. And then, I suggest a lot of people are like, what do I do with the ingredients when I'm done? And I'm like, dump it outside where it came from. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like just
biodegradable stuff,
yeah,
right?
taking advantage of our natural abundance, what the earth provides. So
well, and that's what I'm starting to kind of get into, because I didn't realize all the cool things you can do with getting rid of some of the debris the natural way, especially this, because this is compost material.
The birds will be all over it. Just don't dump it out there when it's hot. I don't cause any harm, but so anyway, it's been super fun. I think rough estimate, since the week before Thanksgiving, I think I have filled approximately 600 bags.
Whoa! No way!
I know. So it's been just it's been great.
Let's break this down, because we got to pay some bills here in a couple of minutes. But did you always know of the simmer pot bag? Like, did you always know about this, or did you stumble upon it?
It's just been something I've always done in my own home.
Okay.
And I think some of us generationally will remember our grandmother or our moms doing this. But I feel like there was like a generational gap, and people are getting more into that herbal, more natural.
Yeah, 100%. And now I want to ask you this, because I find this topic fascinating, and this is just because I'm an observer, and being over in St. Louis radio and coming back and doing the show here, it seems like for a while people were really about like this all new way of doing stuff, but then we realized maybe it wasn't the best way to do the new stuff, and now we're going back to this.
We're getting a more simple way.
That's just
living.
my takeaway from it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where this little business endeavor kind of originated. I love putting on a good simmer pot in my house, and then I love...
We're getting to that.
Yeah, that. So we can talk about that a little bit if you would like.
We're going to here in a second. So coming up, I want to ask you how to use the simmer bag.
Sure.
Because that's a whole... I want to make sure we get the right technique.
There's many ways, so I'll explain, yeah.
We'll explain that.
So...
Well, we will in a second, because I got to pay a bill real quick, and I want them to stay tuned with us so we get more great information out of you. And then we're going to talk about the ingredients in it, all that fun stuff. We'll talk about the jewelry, but this conversation's got to take a quick pause. I got to pay a bill on this 21st day of December. It's 9:30, and we'll come right back after this. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you'll hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time.
Yeah. 9:35, a little bit of Elvis and a lot of Simmer and Stitch. Brooke and Studios, we're talking about these Simmer pots, but let's take a pause on the Simmer pots. You have some beautiful jewelry, and this is handmade, correct?
It is, yeah. I hand embroider all of it. They're little necklace pendants.
Let me go over here and grab a few of these.
Yeah.
I just want to see them because they are beautiful and really are beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, it kind of just started. I guess I can kind of explain where I.
Please do.
Yeah. So I have a art background, but I was educated with degrees in psychology and anthropology. So it's weird how I've ended up pursuing the arts. So anyway, so I have curated a lot of art shows. I've worked with a lot of artists. But the last year, I started studio assisting an artist that I had met through my last art gallery. And her name is Anna Sumner. So I want to just give her a little shout out because she has taught me a lot and inspired me a lot to I don't know. I've always liked fabrics. I've always liked embroidery. I remember, looking at, like, whenever I was little, I had a little dress that had, like, the embroidered little circle roses on there. And I thought, I always thought that was so cute. When she taught me how to do that, I was like, my mind just exploded. So it actually originated, she had taught me how to do a quick take on underwater ocean scenes with different kind of stitches and fabrics and stuff like that. And from that point on, I was like, oh my gosh, I really love this. And not to mention, it's kind of a meditative process for me.
That's what I was going to ask you, because to me, looking at this, I don't have an art background. I don't know the terminology for things. What can you help me out here?
Sure, probably. I hope
They're
so.
They're going to text in and let me know how stupid I am in a second. But what do you call this type of textile whenever it's in that frame?
So yeah, this is just basically a smaller take on like hoop embroidery.
Okay, that's
like you've seen probably your grandma or somebody do.
So this is why I love it, because it's such a modern version of this.
Yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do with it, because we think hand embroidery, we think like kind of the little rose cross stitches or the basket print patterns, that aren't so much fun and youthful or whatever. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is bring a new spin onto like an old trade that not a lot of people really do hand embroidery, because now we have machines that will do it for us.
So when I do wrestling, I'm a pro wrestler. I'm the bad guy, and I have 3 more shows coming up at the beginning of the year. We'll talk about where to find me before I say goodbye for a while in that, but I had my jacket, one of my ring jackets is made from the people that made Elvis's costumes and all that.
That's cool.
And they do embroidery, but at the time it was hand embroidery, and you can tell the difference.
There is a difference. I mean, if you look close, there's, every daisy's a little different. But that's really what I love about it, because, you get to just kind of have fun with it.
This is the most beautiful out of the bunch, and all of them are beautiful. I love the smaller ones, but this one with the 3 yellow daisies. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is a great piece, and it can be worn with anything.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. And then I started kind of branching out, making little brooches. These smaller ones actually have the little brooch, like this one back here.
Oh, yeah.
Has a little brooch, so it can be multi-purpose. But yeah, it kind of started out as like, oh, this is a fun little hobby. I like knocking out these cute little designs. Like I have a little Christmas tree one on today. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, she kind of opened that door to me. And I was like, oh, I really like sitting at an embroidery hoop for 4 hours. I do larger ones, but I usually give those away to people I love for their birthday. So
That's
my
so
last
cool.
one, I did a real large hummingbird one for my grandmother. And I said, it's for your birthday, but it ended up being more closer to Christmas. So, but these are cool because, those more bigger embroideries, they take a little bit longer to do. And these I can get done, and it's satisfying, and I love a completed project.
So I'm not going to, I hope I don't sound bad, but so sometimes you can tell when you're like at a vendor show or any of those things, that when you look at stuff, you're like, oh, well, this is cool, but this isn't really gift-worthy because it still has a little bit of this, or these don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not patronizing you at all.
No, I appreciate that compliment.
I mean, these are so delicate, and you can tell the time that you took to make it. I mean, these are wow pieces whenever you give them to somebody. I mean, 100% over.
Yeah, I was hesitant to put them out there, and I did, and I think the first batch I put out, they sold in less than an hour, and I thought, well, I guess I'll make some more. And that's kind of where it all started. It's kind of been this, I spent a lot of years perpetuating the arts in other areas and for other artists in our
little
area,
region,
community.
Little region, yeah.
And so it's been nice to get back into doing something that I can perpetuate for myself, so.
And how does that, because it's almost like you have your own little world that you're in whenever you're doing this.
I do, yeah. I very much do kind of live in my own little world. So yeah, I get to kind of like, everything in my life gets to kind of make full circle with this project that I'm pursuing.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so I'm an avid gardener. You can ask my husband. I think he dreads like when springtime rolls around because I'm like, I need a gardening budget. So maybe this will help supplement. But anyway, it just is giving my gardening a purpose now. And like I get to like actually utilize what I grow and all the work I put into my backyard. And now next year I'm even more excited because I get to like cater my garden to the demands of my simmer pots. And, obviously to my own family's needs, we use a lot of the stuff I grow. And then with my stitching, that kind of came into my life after one of my first jaw surgeries. I've had 2 jaw surgeries in the last 2 years.
Oh.
So it was a really nice thing that came into my life that was really healing for me.
Yeah.
It gave me something to do to get through the pain I was enduring and things like that. So it's kind of... when they say things fall into place in your life, I do firmly believe that in some weird way, I never thought it'd be simmer pots and stitching, but it's bringing me a lot of joy.
And if it's okay, I saw that you recently just recovered from a previous jaw surgery.
I'm 3 weeks post-op from my second jaw surgery, and hopefully I'm done for a while. I got released from my surgeon, and life is moving forward.
I just
finally.
think it's amazing, though, that you're able to still get all this accomplished as you're dealing with it. And I really do not mean that in a patronizing way.
Yeah, honestly, it was a blessing in disguise that they took off the way that they did because I do better with a distraction under those circumstances.
Same here.
So, and I was really kind of, my first jaw surgery was a lot worse than the last one that I went through. So I was really expecting it to be a lot worse than what it was. So honestly, everything just aligned perfectly, so that I was able, 3 weeks post-op to be able to pursue this endeavor.
Well, I just hope people take note of that because in life, I think a lot of times we want things now and we want to,
I lived like that for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
But I hope people realize, no matter what we deal with, we still got to keep pushing.
There's, it sounds corny or whatever, but, you got to keep the hope that there's a better day. Like 2.5 years ago, I didn't think that, I didn't know what was in my future. And today, I tell you, keeping that hope really made a difference. So
really cool. So let's talk turkey here. What are the prices on some of these things? Let's talk about the pendants and the jewelry first because that's amazing.
Yeah, so I have like 3 different sizes of necklaces I'm doing right now. The largest ones are about 2.5 inches, and those run like right around $40. And then the smaller ones, they're smaller and more circular. They're about 1.5 inches. They're about $30. And then the smallest ones I just started doing, but they're on a more like wooden, traditional looking, tiny itty bitty.
I have one right here. Yeah,
hoop.
beautiful.
I think I've been calling them loom. I meant hoop. I don't know. But they're $20. I'm trying to make everything really affordable to where if I saw it, I could afford to buy one.
Right.
So I don't. They're very for what they take, what they require, and the time that they take. I feel like they're very price.
I think so too.
Worthy.
If you go over anywhere else, especially in one of the more city, more of those city areas, this would be a definitely a lot larger price point.
Some of my good artist friends they have told me you need to make them a little bit more expensive. They're too cheap, but for now they're just exactly what I want them to be. So. And
exactly where it's perfect for you to get that last minute gift for the holidays. Because I keep telling people, Brooke, I'm like, listen. We all think we can do the last minute shopping. Not this time around. Christmas Eve is Sunday. Good luck getting into a store that has some quality items on Sunday, you know?
Yeah, it'll be picked over and probably crowded, so good luck.
And they aren't one of a kind like this. Now, let's go back to simmer bags here. You have 2 available.
I do. I have a Christmas simmer pot, and that one, it has dried oranges, dried cranberries, cinnamon, rosemary, clove, star anise, and pine.
Really cool. And it smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells like your nostalgic Christmas
It
home.
does. Like, I'm smiling this entire interview because that's exactly what I smelled them
And
as.
it's nice because if you buy them now, and let's say you want to buy more than 1 or 2, everything in the package is dehydrated. So they are shelf stable, like they'll last. Everything's dry. So, and then my other one is the New Year's Eve scent. And this one is more of, I've had people say it smells like a spa. So this one is lime-based with, it has fresh cranberries, but with that being said, it's not as shelf-stable as the Christmas ones because of the fresh cranberries, but fresh cranberries last a pretty long time. So yeah, and then it also has lavender, mint, cedar, and ground ginger, and bay leaf. So this one is totally opposite of the Christmas one. So this one is supposed to be kind of that clean, fresh New Year scent to your home. And it's real simple to use. You just get a little like a small pot. I do recommend like a smaller pot.
Now, a pot or a pan?
A pot, like a little like sauce, like a.
Okay, gotcha. Like where you put a little Campbell's soup in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a little soup pan or pot or something like that. Something small.
Okay.
I recommend. And then fill it up with water, and then you want to simmer it, but simmer it on high enough to where like you can see the steam coming off, because that's where the aroma is going to come in and where you will get the most aroma. And if you keep adding water to your pot, you'll get quite a few simmers out of these little bags.
So, question for you. How long does one go around? Like, let's just say I put it in for do you dump the whole bag in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You put the whole bag in there, fill it up with water, and as you simmer, your pot's going to that steam is water evaporating. So I just have to warn everybody, be sure to keep your pot full.
Yeah.
I don't want to take responsibility for that, but so make sure you don't leave it unattended, and that water line will drop, so you can just keep adding water, and you could probably simmer this all day long.
Yeah.
And probably still be good the next day. I say 2 to 3, 4 times of re-adding water. I have been asked, can they be used in like the little, there's like the big crock pots, and then there's the little like smaller sauce cheese dip crock pots or whatever, and they work in that too, but I wouldn't say like the real large crock pot, because if we were doing like a whole crock pot, simmer pot, it would be more, you'd have more aroma. I mean, you could do it, it just won't be as. So a pan of water, or pot of water, and a stove, or people put them on their wood fireplaces, things like that. So
really cool. Well, and how much are the simmer bags?
So they're $7 for one, or they're 4 for $25. And if I get larger orders than 20, I cut a bulk deal.
Heck yes, I am in. I am in. And for more information, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Probably on Facebook right now. I am local to the area. I have established a pickup area. If anybody is interested in any last minute gifts, I can make those available. I have a final little stash. I'm calling my Christmas break after my kids go on Christmas break today, so we're going to take a little hiatus. But yeah, after Christmas, the New Year's Eve simmer will still be available, and then I plan on releasing another scent. So this is going to be a year-long thing. I'm going to see where it takes me the next year.
Absolutely, and always fill us in whenever you want to come back and
I'd love to. Yeah.
give us some more of your brand new simmer bags.
Okay, yeah, I'll drop them by.
Awesome. Have a Merry Christmas, and
You
thank
too.
you so much for your time.
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
No problem. 9:49 on this winter solstice Thursday. We'll take a quick break. Daily show, and we wrap up the 9 o'clock right after this in the heart of the 618. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Developing news, 9:54, Dalton Brown with the latest out of Alton. Alton Dispensary President and CEO Jeremy Wasowski announced the dispensary is looking to relocate at the Alton City Council meeting on Wednesday. Here's the latest. He also shared new details about the nearly $2 million theft of funds and product by their former management company, which resulted in contract termination, retaliation, a lawsuit, and a 10-day shutdown of the dispensary. And here's the latest. After suing former management group Sub-Zero Alton Ops LLC for misappropriating $1.8 million of company funds and more, the dispensary was forced to shut down for 10 days while they restructured and eventually reopened. Now, while it seemed the business had finally found its footing again, Wazowski said they've grown tired of the constant barrage and attack, quote, we've been under. That was his quote. Unfortunately, our company was required to file a lawsuit against Sub-Zero for fraud and other misconduct in connection with their misappropriation of approximately $140,000 in marijuana product that they moved over to a location in Moline and sold out of that location. In addition to that, $1.8 million in our company bank account was unaccounted for, Wazowski said. Quite frankly, when our group stepped in and terminated the management services agreement, they retaliated against our staff and against our company by launching a cyber attack by preventing us from utilizing our point-of-sale system. They backdoor accessed our cameras and they engaged in eavesdropping on our employees. During the 10 days the dispensary was shut down, the owner said they paid their employees the wages they would have earned had the business been open during that time period. This is despite the fact, he said, Sub-Zero failed to pay his employees their final wage cycle and also failed to pay well over 6 figures worth of sales tax. Not only did Wiskowski's management group pay the entirety of the employees' wages, they paid the sales tax as well. Many of our employees, here's his quote, of which we have about 30, including some independent contractors providing security services, are minorities and they're single women that are in public housing, and I absolutely refuse to fail them. I absolutely refuse to fail them, he said. He continues, we, quite frankly, have grown tired of the constant barrage and attack that we've been under, and we are looking to relocate our business to a new location. He said under current Alton law, dispensaries are required to operate in districts zoned E2. While they have a new building in mind, it's currently zoned E5. So they're very hopeful the city council will pass an ordinance allowing dispensaries to be located, in the E5 districts. Here's a final quote. We have a lot of families that quite frankly are dependent upon us, and my wife and I have grown to love the Alton community. I'm here today to address you on behalf of my family and what has grown to be my family, our various employees, who I truly view as family members at this point. For a full recording of the Alton City Council meeting, it's available on RiverBender.com. We are approaching top of the hour here on this 21st day of Winter Solstice Thursday in the heart of the Riverbend. But before I do that, an important message for one of our sponsors. Denise Sparks truly is one of my favorite people. And whether or not you can utilize her in the city of Alton, we're a little bit, handcuffed in that agreement. If not, you have the opportunity to use somebody that's truly involved in our community. Denise Sparks is truly a community leader. And what I mean by that is 30 years ago, she decided to open up the junk hauling business of Sparks in a male-dominated industry, let's be honest, and Denise conquered. I mean, she absolutely conquered and became the queen of junk, and last year she heard the call from all of us. I mean, you heard me this morning. I started the show with saying I finally got my trash can after 5 months. 5 months of bringing my trash bags back and forth to the family's trash bins in Godfrey just so I can make sure I throw my trash away. Denise Sparks would have never let that happen because customer service is her number one priority. She answers her phone time and time again, no call center, just Denise Sparks and the team at Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. Now remember, if you're in Godfrey, Grafton, Bethalto, Brighton, Cottage Hills, you name it, if you're in certain areas, Denise Sparks is weekly trash pickup is there for you. All you do is go to sparksjunkremoval.net, click on the services tab. Weekly trash service option will be on that. You click on that, click on book now, you put your information in, and bam, she's giving you a call in a couple of minutes and getting you signed up for trash pickup. Now, remember, the holidays are approaching, so are your in-laws, and kind of a little late now as you're 4 days away from Christmas, but don't let that stop you. The New Year's approaching, and it's time to get rid of all that crap that's in your house. The neighbors are getting ready to report you to the city. They're tired of seeing all that junk laying around. There's only one place to look to for that, and that's the team at Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. And all you do is go to sparksjunkremoval.net to reclaim your space today. I'll see you in the top of the hour for a news brief and more great conversations on this Thursday morning. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
10:05, welcome back to this Thursday morning. A couple more hours of sunlight, correct? Right? Winter solstice. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your breaking news alerts so you are always in the know when things that are pertinent to you and your community happen. Your team at RiverBender.com will always be there for you. We'll take you to Alton first. Dan Brandon is our content director, and he brings us the latest. Outstanding work by an alert Alton Police Sergeant Brian Brenner located a stolen vehicle on Sunday, December the 17th. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford told Riverbender this week. Ford said at 12:28 p.m. on December the 17th, Brenner conducted a traffic stop with the vehicle on Clark Bridge, and with information about the stolen vehicle, suspects were apprehended. The driver and 2 passengers were taken into custody and transported to the Alton jail. The vehicle was reported stolen out of Verdon, Illinois. Chief said that the investigation was turned over to the Metro East Auto Theft Task Force. Dalton Brown reporting out of Jerseyville. The Jersey County Sheriff's Department recently announced they have new winter gear to keep warm this season thanks to a donation from Mustache March for PD. Let's take a look. The department did share more information about the donation on their Facebook page and on their Jersey County Sheriff's Office app, which is available to download at any moment. Here's their quote. Thank you to Mustache March for PD. Yesterday morning, it was 18 degrees. Luckily for us, the amazing folks at Mustache March for PD provided our sheriff's office with the generous funds for new winter gear this year. We cannot thank them enough. Mustache March for PD is a 501c3 nonprofit organization of volunteers who continuously raise funds for local police departments. They recently surprised a few lucky customers that hit and run in Alton on State Street with over $2,500 worth of free gas, with the members of the Alton Police Department pumping the gas and chatting with the community. In addition to raising funds, the organization also aims to increase the amount of assistance available to local police agencies and create a pro-law enforcement community, according to the MM4PD website. For more information about this wonderful group, you can check out the official website or their Facebook page with hyperlinks on the RiverBender.com article. Out of Alton, every year, the annual Alton branch of the NAACP Martin Luther King Jr. commemoration event always has a remarkable guest speaker with a strong message, and Dan Brandon brings us the latest. In January, with the theme Moving On Towards Freedom, Justice, and Equality, Wesley Bell, prosecuting attorney for the St. Louis County, Missouri, will provide the event's keynote address. Bell was elected in 2018 and is the first African American to hold this office. President Leon Smallwood Bay, the 2024 Dr. King Committee, and the Executive Committee of the Alton branch of the NAACP announced the event as 3 p.m. Sunday, January the 14th at Alton's Greater St. James Baptist Church, located at 2016 Bell Street in Alton. Smallwood Bay with the quote, We will gather to honor Dr. King's faith, love, and courage through song, community recognition, and a keynote address. The Riverbend Choir and vocalist Miles Jonathan Lacey will uplift us with musical selections. The Alton's NAACP Youth Council will join us, and we will present the Martin Luther King Community Service Award to an Altonian who goes above and beyond to care for our children and families in the local community. Since in office, Bell has introduced a diversion program for low-level nonviolent crimes, hired the office's first data analysis to help make data-driven decisions with a multi-agency jail population review team, implemented a conviction and incident review unit that investigates and prosecutes police officers and other public officials who commit crimes, and expanded community outreach efforts with programs such as Community Case Review, where community members come in to the Justice Center to learn more about aspects of criminal prosecution. Here's a quote. Bell has led his own defense practice and served as criminal justice professor and municipal court judge. As a Ferguson City Councilman, he helped negotiate and implement the City of Ferguson's consent decree with the United States Department of Justice. Bell earned his Juris Doctorate from the University of Missouri School of Law and a Bachelor of Arts from Lindenwood University. He was raised in North St. Louis County and attended Hazelwood Public Schools. A final quote, his police officer father and St. Louis County civil servant mother instilled in him a deep appreciation for law enforcement and public service, Smallwood Bay quoted as saying, a final quote, we look forward to an afternoon filled with hope because together we are moving on towards freedom, justice, and equality. Out of Edwardsville, give the gift of travel this holiday season. Do you know someone who is in need of a passport? That's the question that Madison County Circuit Clerk Tom McGray is asking. If so, the Circuit Clerk's office can help. McGray said he wants to remind the public about passport services offered by the office. Here's his quote. If you know someone who is planning a trip out of the country and doesn't yet have their passport, consider bringing them to our office to apply for one, McRae said. It's a gift that will keep on giving for the next 10 years. The Circuit Clerk's office passport processing includes a photo service. It's a one-stop shop for both the photo and the application process, the Circuit Clerk quoted as saying. The Circuit Clerk's office began offering photo services 6 months ago after acquiring equipment specifically designed to take pictures for passports. McRae said the federal government routinely rejects passport photos for a number of different reasons, resulting in delays in what can already be a lengthy process. The Circuit's Clerk office processed nearly 1,000 passports a year for the past several years until June. The public was required to bring in a photo taken somewhere else to complete that passport application. Angela Bentlodge, manager of the Civil Division of the Circuit Clerk's office, said since the county started processing photos, they've seen an increase in the public coming to apply for a passport. She said the cost of a passport is $165 plus $12 for a photo, and an expedited passport is an additional $60. She said no appointment is needed, and the Circuit Clerk's office is open from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and the office is closed for the holidays. The Circuit's Clerk office reminds the public to apply several months before a planned departure. Do not go last minute, as passports can take up to 12 weeks to receive. An expedited one can take 5 to 7 weeks. You can visit MadisonCountyIL.gov and click on the Circuit Clerk tab, where you can find the passport option online to find out more. One final bit of news for you today out of Alton. Alton Little Theater, one of the best organizations in the 618. They are excited to announce an innovative showcase of 3 riveting plays for the presentation in January 2024, offering a unique blend of drama and storytelling that is sure to captivate an audience. Let's take a look. First in the lineup is 2 Rooms by Lee Blessing, directed by Christy Doring, scheduled for 3 evening performances from January the 11th through January the 13th. The play focuses on the complexity of relationships, timely mirroring the profound events in Israel and Palestine. Executive Director of the theater, Lee Cox, who has a history of engaging with Blessing's work, eagerly embraced this script for its intense focus on human connection, and audiences will have the opportunity to participate in a Q&A session after each performance, making it a truly interactive theater experience. Following 2 Rooms is Red Jasper by Michael Madden, directed by Brant McCants, from January the 18th through January the 21st. This play, a tribute to living life fully in the face of a cancer diagnosis, combines moments of laughter and tears. Madden's interest in portraying real people and life's challenges is evident in this heartfelt story. Lee Cox, a long-distant friend of Madden, was thrilled when Madden decided to return from San Diego to stage his new play at Alton Little Theater. This month, the month concludes with An Elephant's Graveyard by George Brandt. It is directed by Shay Maples and will run January 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. Inspired by an elephant rescue sanctuary in Irwin, Tennessee, the play, based off real-life events from 1916. It explores themes of redemption, love, and the human capacity for good and evil. The three plays, though divergent in their stories, unite in showcasing the potential of human compassion and responsibility. The showcase features 16 actors, including Pam Boker, CJ, me, Nacello, Shea Maples, Sawyer Burton, Bradley Dillon, Lisa Henricks, Sherry Hawkins, Darla Hooks, Alina Orban, James Simmering, Kelly Simmering, Malcolm Kraft, Jim Lieber, Josh Sharver, Marjorie Handy, Hal Morgan, and Josette Spade. The actors will take on the challenge of portraying 20 characters across three shows, under the guidance of 5 directors. Now, in line with Alton Little Theater's commitment to community and charity, 25% of the ticket revenue will be donated to Alton High School's drama program, the Ribbons of Strength program at Alton Memorial Hospital, and the Wildlife Treehouse Center in Dow. Tickets for each show were priced at just $10, with a special combo for all 3 shows for a special price of $25 per ticket. The productions are underwritten by Mr. Madden, allowing Alton Little Theater to host this special event and support local charities. Tickets for this exciting theatrical event can be purchased online or by calling the box office at 618-462-3205. This January offers a warm and inviting opportunity to experience great theater and support good causes in the Riverbend area. Before we take a break and talk some winter solstice, and I can say this for the first time on air, I'm wrong. We'll find out after the break. 47 degrees currently, and boy, it's warming up. Feels like 50. Now, yesterday, they said it was 48 degrees, and I am still arguing that point, but today feels nice. Today, turning cloudy and mild. A shower in spots later this afternoon, and tonight, cloudy with a brief shower or two throughout the evening as we head into Friday. Temperatures will reach 56 degrees today. They will drop down to 45 overnight. Heading into Friday, where we can expect a high of 52 degrees, a low of 48, and a lot of rain, 92% chance of rain tomorrow. On Saturday, the official start of Christmas weekend, we can expect temperatures in the 60s, 60 degrees for the high on Saturday, and they will drop down to 51 degrees overnight heading into Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve Sunday, an 80% chance of precipitation, 62 for the high side, 52 for the low as we head into Christmas, and we can expect, rain. 93% chance of rain, 56 for the high on Christmas, and it will drop down to 42 overnight heading into the 26th. Check out the RiverBender.com weather page, RiverBender.com/weather, a really great resource where you can see the Alton webcam and that beautiful skyline with Clark Bridge in all of its glory, plus local radars and everything that's pertinent to you right here in the 618. So, there is still time before we take this break to get out there and get away from it all, okay? You gotta find that one cool gift and go to Midwest Motorsports. You can get the 2023 Z-Force 950 Sport and plus the C-Force 500 for only $86.99. That's a steal. Plus, you're getting one of the best Rangers out there, I'm telling you, at CF Moto, Midwest Motorsports. You're always going to find the perfect gift for that individual that wants to be outside and in God's nature right here in the 618 and throughout the region. What about a C-Force 500? $5,499, and I'm sure there's financing available. All you do to pick up that Christmas gift for the outdoorsman or outdoorswoman in your life, you go to MidwestMotorsports.com. That's MidwestMotorsports.com, where you can find their brands, inventory, financing form. You need some parts? They got you covered with that too. And all I ask is once you go over there and pick out your loved one that beautiful, and I mean absolutely beautiful piece of equipment, whether or not it's the Z-Force 950, the U-Force 600, or the C-Force 500, it's sure to be a Christmas pleaser. All I ask is that you say, CJ and RiverBender.com sent me your way. 10:19 is the time on this 21st day of December. A quick break daily show on this winter solstice Thursday. Hit you right back after this in the heart of the Riverbend.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
We get some weird messages.
Feliz Navidad.
I mean, we really do. Hey, 1022, before we talk to Comic Invasion, so let's talk winter solstice. So the date of winter solstice varies from year to year and can fall anywhere between December the 20th through the 23rd, with the 21st or 22nd being the most common dates. The reason of this is because the tropical year, this time it takes for the sun to return to the same spot relative to Earth and is different from the calendar year. So the next solstice occurring on December 20th won't happen until 2080. And the next December 23rd solstice will not occur until 2303. That is wild. Now, so not only does winter solstice occur on a specific day, but it also occurs at a specific time of the day, corresponding to the instant the North Pole is aimed farthest away from the sun at a 23.5 degree tilt of the Earth's axis. This is also the time when the sun shines directly over the Tropic of Capricorn. In 2023, the moment occurred, well, at 3:27 this morning. Tomorrow. It happens 3:27 tomorrow, December 22nd. For the Eastern Standard Time Zone, the solstice will occur at 10:27 p.m. on December 21st. So that means for us right here in the Riverbend region, it'll occur for us at 9:27 p.m. And regardless of, well, where you live, the solstice happens at the same moment for everyone on the planet. Ain't no difference, just different times. So I am wrong. And I'm going to say this for the first time ever on my show. I am wrong. Dan Herkert was 100% right. I kept saying for the longest time the solstice was the longest day of the year, okay? Wrong. It's the longest night of the year, and I feel really, really like an airhead right now, so I apologize. Merry Christmas. Miracles do happen. As most are keenly aware, daylight hours grow shorter and shorter as the winter solstice approaches and begins to slowly, lengthen afterward. It's no wonder that the day of the solstice is referred to in some cultures as the shortest day of the year. Or extreme of winter. Washington, D.C. will experience 9 hours and 26 minutes of sunlight, but in Helsinki, I have so many great jokes about Helsinki, I can't say. We'll get 5 hours and 49 minutes of light. And in Utica, formerly Barrow, Alaska, will not have a sunrise at all and hasn't had a sunrise since mid-November. Its next sunrise slated for January 23rd. Talk about a dark Christmas. While the North Pole, no sunrise either since October. The South Pole, though, will be basking in the glow of the midnight sun, which will not set until March 2024. Now listen to this. Seeming death of the light and the very real threat of starvation over the winter months would have weighed heavily on early societies, who held various solstice celebrations and rites meant to herald the return of the sun and hope for new life. Cattle and other animals were slaughtered around midwinter. Wow, that's kind of dark. Followed by... they could have just said sacrifice. Followed by feasting on what was the last fresh meat. Think about it. For several months, the modern Druidic celebration Alban Arthur reverses the death of the old sun and birth of the new sun. So the Pilgrims arrived at modern-day Plymouth, Massachusetts on December 21st, 1620, to establish a society in which they could worship freely. On the same day, in 1898, listen to this, Pierre and Marie Curie discovered radium, ushering in the atomic age. And on December 21st, 1968, the Apollo 8 spacecraft launched, becoming the first crewed moon mission. So a lot of discoveries marked on the solstice days. So solstice derives from the Latin term solstium, containing sol, which means sun, in the past participle stem of sistere, meaning to make stand. This comes from the fact that the sun's position in the sky relative to the horizon at noon, which increases and decreases throughout the year, appears to pause in the days surrounding the solstice. In modern times, we view the phenomenon of the solstice from the position of space and Earth relative to the sun. Earlier peoples, however, were thinking about the sun's trajectory, how long it stayed in the sky, and what sort of light it casts. The primary axis of Stonehenge is oriented to the setting sun. Some have theorized what the position of the sun was of religious significance to the people who built Stonehenge and now, while other theories hold the monument is constructed along natural features that happen to align with it, the purpose of Stonehenge still a subject to debate. But its importance on the winter solstice continues in the modern era, as thousands of, enthusiasts gather every year to celebrate the occasion. One final one, and then we'll return to it at the end of the show. So, ancient Romans celebrated reversals at the midwinter festival of Saturnalia, the holiday, I probably botched that, the holiday which began as a festival to honor the agricultural god Saturn, was held to commemorate the dedication of his temple in 497 BCE. It quickly became a time of widespread revelry and debauchery in which society roles were overturned, with masters serving the people they enslaved and servants being allowed to insult their masters. Mask wearing and play acting were also a part of the festival's reversals, with each household electing a king of misrule. Saturnalia was gradually replaced by Christmas throughout the Roman Empire, but many of its customs survive as Christmas traditions. How wild is that? The time, 10:29, and before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on another supporter, Safe Food Specialist Linda Pedersen, recovering from shoulder surgery. I do get paid. Linda and I are taking the first week of January off, but we will be back to take food for thought as she recovers. However, her classes are already starting up for January. The first one at the corner of State and Logan. That corner belongs to Johnson's. Johnson's Corner will held one of Linda Pedersen's first food safety classes of 2024. And if you need your food handler's certification or any other certification, you need to be a part of this class. It's engaging. It's fun. That 8 hours feels like 4 minutes because Linda Pedersen is that good at what she does. You can also hang out with her and I, minus January, on the first Friday of each month with Food for Thought with myself, Linda Pedersen, and Chef Michael LePage at Ford Hotel Supply. SafeFoodSpecialist.com. That's SafeFoodSpecialist.com. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Hell with that. All I want's Comic Invasion for Christmas. Jeff on the line now. Good morning. Happy Thursday, sir.
Hey, CJ, how you doing?
Oh, man, hanging in there. You know, I always think that morning shows are like the perfect analogy for AA. One day at a time, right?
Exactly. Hey, I hear you, brother. I did it for about 6 years, and getting up in the morning and all that goodness. Oh man, I don't miss it.
So what I think's really cool is you have one of the best radio stories. I don't want to break that. We'll have to talk about that another time. But one of the best radio stories I've ever heard in my life.
And that was just a clean one, I told you. But, yeah, there was plenty of craziness behind the scenes that we can discuss over a cocktail sometime. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff, I really appreciate your time. Coming up on the 30th and the 31st, correct, is Comic Invasion at the Lincoln Theater in Belleville. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah, I think so. We've got 4 comedians on the docket. Myself and Taji from St. Louis, and Julian Watkins and Eric Rustler. Very interesting group of folks. In addition to myself, I'll be headlining. Eric Rustler is the co-headliner. He's a former Marine, 6 years in the Marine Corps. He's about 6'6" and 270 pounds of attitude. So no, he's actually really, he's very imposing figure, but he's very funny in the stuff he does. I mean, you need to check him out. He's a favorite at both the Funny Bone and at Helium, and he goes up to Nashville, Tennessee, and does a lot of comedy up there. The feature act is Julian Watkins, who's actually a licensed attorney. He's like, so if we say anything during the show that gets us in trouble, Julian is going to come to our aid, and he's a lawyer actually, and turned comedian. So he has a very interesting act as well. And Taji, she works all over the city. She's our MC that night. Very, very funny, fresh face on the comedy scene, and it's going to be a great night. We're going to film it for our TV show, and which is going to start airing in syndication in the late spring, and we're just looking forward to a great crowd there at the Lincoln Theater.
Well, I can tell you got the gauntlet covered, Jeff. I mean, we're talking any heckler is going to stop when they see a 6'6" brute in front of them, and then you got the attorney. So if it happens, you got somebody there to defend.
Right. I mean, Eric's got my back. So that's going to give me that really the big cojones to say and do anything I want to do. And I already do and say a lot of pretty wild stuff. My act is very unconventional, put it that way. The other 3 comics will stay on stage. They'll stay at the microphone. They're very funny. I can't do that. I've got a bad case of ADHD. I'll be running all over the theater. I'll be jumping into characters, jumping off stage, on stage, out in the crowd, bringing people from the crowd up on stage, making everybody a part of the show. And that's kind of what I do. And it's just I've got too much energy to just stand at a microphone. It's a very fun show, and I think the differences in all the comedians is going to make for a really great night of comedy.
Well, there seems like a really good variety, and I'm right there with you, Jeff, because I'm telling you this now. If you remember the 80s, they had those little pedals that all the office workers could do, the secretaries where you're on the mobile bike.
Right.
I feel like I need one of those underneath my chair because I move so much, it's crazy. And I don't know how any comic's able to do it, because I'm like you, man, I got to keep moving.
Well, I was always George Carlin was my favorite comedian growing up, and then I got into like Steve Martin, and there's a lot of great comedians out there that I love, but Carlin used to stalk the stage from one side to the other. He did some characters in his early years. He's much more brilliant than my show is really silly. My stuff is just goofy and silly, and we just kind of just kind of throw everything at the wall and see what sticks and have a good time. But yeah, I definitely have. That's what my wife said. She goes, you can't. She goes, you get in trouble when you stand at the microphone. She goes, your act just isn't the same. You got so much energy, and people can just tell that you're holding back. So I've decided I'm just going to be the wild man that I used to be when I was younger, because I started doing this 34 years ago, and then I took about 15, 20 years off to raise kids and got in the restaurant business, and I've sold my restaurants, and I'm going back out on tour again, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, and you know, on top of that too, Jeff, before we go into the show, because I got to ask you about the format, because I think it's really brilliant how this show is formatted. I'm somebody who likes old comedy. I love the Don Rickles stand up. I love seeing Dangerfield, but seeing Rickles he's just like it. He can't sit still for a second. He's dancing with the band and in the orchestra, and then down in the crowd telling somebody their wife needs to look better. You know?
Well, yeah. Rickles had some big balls for sure. You know, and I used to love to watch Jonathan Winters.
Oh yeah.
And he would get on the Tonight Show with Robin Williams, and the two of them going back and forth with each other was always just so much fun. And Jim Carrey was very animated on stage, and so of course Robin was as well. My stuff is, Robin was pretty wild and it was kind of off the cuff. Mine is off the cuff, but it's kind of more planned. I do more characters that I know I'm going to do, and then I interact with the crowd as the character, and so the crowd work is different than what you'll see in most comedy clubs.
Really cool. I'm excited for it, Jeff. And now fill me in on the format. I was trying to break it down for our audience when I opened the show about an hour and 40 minutes ago, but who's counting? And to me, this is a really cool format to get the insights to the town that you're in, the city you're in.
Right. Well, see, we call it comic invasion because basically we pose the question, what would happen if 4 national touring comedians just invaded a town, a small town in America? Belleville's a little bigger than most of the towns that we go to on the show. Usually they're a little bit more podunk, a little bit more country. But Belleville's got some areas around Belleville, some small towns that we're going to visit. After we film the show at the Lincoln. But basically we go in, we find out what is in the town's history that makes it unique, because everybody has some kind of a festival that celebrates something that's really unique about their town. I mean, my little town where I grew up, we hung our hat on the fact that we were the location for the last public execution in America. And so they refurbished the jail, they rebuilt the gallows to the exact proportions and everything. And Charlie Berger hung in Franklin County in Benton, our little hometown, some probably almost 100 years ago, for killing a local mayor. And
God.
he was quite a charismatic guy. But anyways, so we celebrate that stuff. And I said on the show, there's actually a diner in town where you can get a Charlie Burger. It's kind of weird. They actually bring the cow out and execute it at the table. So that was, so he was hung there, and that's why the women loved him so much. But anyway, but yeah, so we went around and did a lot of towns, and every town's got its own thing, its own interesting history. Some of it's they don't want to talk about. We like to talk about that, and then some of it they're proud of. They have the big Bigfoot festival down in Saline County, not too far from where I'm at as well. So I mean, every area's got something that makes it unique, and we like to go into those towns, have some fun with the locals, and then we perform, at a local theater or a hot spot there in the area. And it makes for some interesting shows because we will bring a little bit of that local flavor to the stage, and everybody always gets a big kick out of that. So the show is called Comic Invasion, and it's 1 part stand-up comedy, and it's two-thirds of the show is about going out and meeting the locals and kind of tasting and having fun with the local history.
Well, and too, Jeff, on top of it, in a more kind of interesting note, in my opinion, is the fact that, for a lot of small towns, especially ones that don't really get a lot of the love from, a media outlet, to be able to showcase who they are or who some of their people are in town in a unique way is a hell of a draw for people welcoming you in.
Yeah, we shot the pilot. This will be episode 6. The Belleville episode we'll be filming on New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve will be episode 6. The first one we filmed in Southern Illinois, and we put together a pilot. We sent it out to about 100 stations, and the one consistent thing we heard back was it was the local programming director at the TV station calling me. He goes, "I'm from a little town about so and so from here." He goes, he says, if we air your show on our station, if we sign your show, will you come to my hometown and do an episode? So I want to see you do an episode at my town. And like, well, of course, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for ideas for fun places to go and have fun with. Yeah.
So the other thing is too, Lincoln Theater's a pretty big theater, isn't it? From what I was told.
Yeah, it holds about 500. I don't think we're gonna, we're doing 2 shows. I don't think we'll sell it out, but because it's New Year's Eve, a lot of people have other things going on. But we think it's a great option for New Year's Eve because we've got some partners across the street, a couple of restaurants that are going to do a pre-show dinner, and then they're going to do after-show parties right there on Belleville Strip. There's the Vegas Strip, right? And now you got the Belleville's got its own strip with a really, really cool shops and restaurants and bars. And then the Lincoln Theater sits right in the middle of it. And the Lincoln Theater's been around for, I think it's 1917, I think, is when that opened.
Wow.
And it's a very cool place. It's a very cool place. And it's got a bar, so there will be cocktails served. And, it's kind of odd to name your theater after Lincoln because some bad stuff went down for Lincoln at a theater, but they went ahead and named it the Lincoln Theater. I don't think anybody's going to get assassinated that night, but we're going to have a good time.
There you go. There's a little rim shot for you. Jeff, I think it's really cool what you're doing with this show. In all seriousness, because when I was in St. Louis on Friday nights, we did comedy and music night with Ray Hartman's show, and we got to talk to local comedians. We, and you and I were on the phone talking about, the likes of Ronaldo Mercado and Greg Warren and all these really just talented people that, in my opinion, helped elevate St. Louis comedy to really be in a hotbed of talent. Do you agree?
Boy, I tell you what, right now, I started doing stand-up when I lived in Orlando, Florida. And at the time, that was the hotbed for stand-up. And I'm not saying that St. Louis is the, hotbed of the universe for stand-up. But, man, there's a lot of really funny folks coming out of St. Louis right now, from your Nikki Glazers, and then there's a lot of actors and actresses that are coming out of there that have made their names on sitcoms. But man, there's some really funny folks coming out of St. Louis right now. Greg Warren is hot as a firecracker. He had his special, The Salesman, I think just went over 800,000 views on YouTube, and he's opening. Yeah, I'm going to see Greg tomorrow night. He's performing down where I'm at, and I'm going to see him tomorrow. But he is getting ready to go down to Nashville and do, I think it's Bridgestone Arena. He's opening for Nate Bargatze. Him and Nate are good buddies, and he's opening for Nate. And they're doing 22,000 tickets. They've sold 22,000 tickets. Nate Bargatze, and Greg's going to open for him down there. So Greg has been a St. Louis favorite for a long time, and he's out there killing it, and so there's a lot of really funny young comics coming out of there. Nicholas Kuvar, Ronaldo Mercado. We talked about Julian Watkins, Taji, and Eric, who are on my lineup on my show coming up on New Year's Eve. But there's a bunch of other ones out there too that I've worked with over the last few months that are just some really funny folks.
Absolutely. And Jeff, really appreciate your time. We have a couple of minutes left before we have to say goodbye for now, but let's talk about the ins and outs of this. So what time is the show starting, and how much are tickets?
Okay, we are starting both shows at 7:30. Doors will probably open at 6:30 or so. Like I said, there is a cash bar there at the theater. Tickets right now are $22 for general admission, $35 for VIP. The VIP tickets get you a complimentary drink, it gets you preferred seating, gets you the meet and greet with the comedians, and a discount on the merchandise there. But if you go to the Lincoln has its own website, box office on their website, at Lincoln Theater-Belleville. I think it's easy to find. You can Google Lincoln Theater and it'll pull up.
You nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and they have tickets available there. But if you want discount tickets, like if you're a teacher or you're in the military, if you want to bring a group out, you can go to our Eventbrite page. So just, find us on Eventbrite. We're on Facebook, Comic Invasion on Facebook. The Lincoln's got all kinds of stuff posted about us on their Facebook, but we have an Eventbrite page where you can get discount tickets. I think maybe $19, and then we do a group packages as well on there. So Eventbrite, there's a lot more things going on. I think right today they're running a special get VIP tickets for the price of general admission seats on Eventbrite today and tomorrow. So Eventbrite's where all the specials and discounts are, but Lincoln Theater's box office has great seats still available too.
Really cool. And Jeff, before I let you go, when can you said around April 20 of next year coming out with the show, or when is it airing?
That's the plan. Is that most shows start in August, September, and run for a 12-month cycle. The stations that we've talked to, that's what they're talking about. Yeah, but we're going to try to get on the air maybe in late spring instead. But at the very latest, it'll be there for that fall schedule when that comes out in August on stations around the country. Right now, we've got about 40 stations that are interested, that are talking about carrying the show. But we're hoping to get that number closer to 100 by the time we get to summer.
Absolutely. And Jeff, as we get closer to that, will you please stop by and fill us in on what stations we can tune into, and we'll make
absolutely,
sure
absolutely. And we do have a St. Louis station that is interested that we've been talking to that looks like they're going to sign us for 2024. So I definitely will keep you posted on that, CJ.
Absolutely. Jeff, you get back to brunch and enjoy it, man. We have a Christmas party starting here in about an hour, and I'm ready to pregame.
CJ, keep your pants on. I heard about what the last couple of years with you, buddy. The Me Too goes both ways. So be safe out there. Okay.
What's funny is you're not wrong.
Hey, Christmas parties are a blast at radio stations. So have a good time and have a happy holiday. And we'll talk. Hopefully we'll see you at the show, or I'll talk to you soon after. Okay, man.
Same here, Jeff. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
All right, yeah, thank you too.
10:51 on this winter solstice Thursday. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show hits you next, and we wrap it up right after this in downtown Alton. Oh, wrong button.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
You know, that's the one thing the Elvis movie got wrong. The time's 10:53. Welcome back to this Thursday morning. They said that, it was supposed to be this whole Christmas show for the 68 comeback special. He was only supposed to do one song at the end. That was Christmas, and that's when he hit If I Can Dream. Anyway, neither here or there. That was fun. I mean, what a great show. We had some really cool guests on today. And, always look forward to talking to some folks and having just this really cool show. I would have never expected in my wildest dreams that this show is turned into what it's turned into, ever. And I mean ever. Ask anybody that I talked to. I said, well, if we can hit a certain amount and we can keep going for maybe a year or two, we'll see what happens. But we ain't stopping anytime soon. And, that means I get to keep the boss on his toes some more. Hey, with that being said, we have 6 minutes left. And let's wrap up with some more winter solstice stuff, man. I find this really fascinating. So Zoroastrian lore, I think I got close, holds that evil spirits wander the earth and forces of destructive spirit Ariaman are strongest on this long night. People are encouraged to stay up most of the night. I do that anyway. In the company of another, well, I don't do that part. Eating, talking, and sharing poetry and stories to avoid any brushes with dark entities. Beliefs about the presence of evil and the longest night are also echoed in Celtic and Germanic folklore. Oh, my man, I am just struggling. So, as we all know, especially if you were a kid in middle school during 2011, 2012, December 31st, 2012, corresponded, remember, to the date 130000 in the Mesoamerican long count calendar used by the Mayans, marking the end of a 5,126-year cycle. Some people feared this juncture would bring about the end of the world or some other cataclysmic event. Others took a more New Agey view, literally, and believed it heralded the birth of a new era of deep transformation for Earth and its inhabitants. In the end, neither of these things appeared to occur, leaving the world to turn through winter solstices indefinitely, or at least as long as the sun lasts. Oh, there you go. So, actually, what I think is fascinating is, though it doesn't feel like it in the Northern Hemisphere, the Earth is actually closer to the sun in early January. Listen to this. Approximately 3 million miles closer than it is in July. The shortest distance between the Earth and the planet is called the perihelion in 2024. Earth will be at that phase January the 2nd and the 3rd, the closest to the sun. So, despite the proximity to the sun, the reason for cold temperatures is because the northern hemisphere receives less sunlight and has cooler temperatures in winter due to Earth's 23.5-degree tilt. The northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun in the winter and toward it in July whenever we start warming up. So, winter's coldest days happen actually after the solstice. I beg to differ, because because the solstice was during that Arctic week when it was -1 during Christmas Eve, remember, and my grandmother's water pipes broke? Do you remember that story and my misery last Christmas? Okay, well anyway, January and February are actually the coldest days in the northern hemisphere, despite receiving more sunlight than December short days. Well, what gives? The delayed reaction is due to the way Earth takes in and releases heat. The planet absorbs heat during the winter months and it releases it gradually throughout the fall and into winter. It doesn't fully cool down until January or February, and by then snow's falling in many areas, creating a reflective shield against solar radiation. So in midwinter, our stores of heat have run out, and the warmth of the sun is not being absorbed as readily. Let's see. Though the winter solstice, I have about a minute left, so this will be my last one. Though the winter solstice is the day with the least amount of sunlight, get this, that's not because of sunset. In fact, the earliest sunset happens about 2 weeks prior. Wrong again, CJ. For example, the winter solstice is December 21st, but the earliest sunset occurred on December the 8th. I knew I figured out something. This disparity is due to the way we calculate time. Our clocks operate on an exact 24-hour schedule, but our days are technically a little longer or shorter. One day equals the time between when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, called solar noon, and the next. A solar day is slightly longer than 24 hours, and during the summer and winter solstices, the slightly shorter during the spring and fall equinoxes because of Earth's tilt and orbit. During the winter solstice in U.S. on December 21st, solar noon is actually 11:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or for all of us, right now. So happy solar noon, and I am out of here heading to a Christmas party with the best darn work crew in the 618. I'll see you back here tomorrow on Friday for some great guests and some amazing conversation. So on that note, see you then, and try your best to stay out of jail.